please tell us how have dry bulk asset values trended in recent months for new build and second-hand vessels? And of course, what is your outlook for the remainder of the year?
Sure. I think for new buildings it's fairly easy. The yards, there's no new orders coming in for new buildings. The prices seem pretty flat, or at least the best we can say is the indicative prices. And that's as a lot of yards are sitting at their cost base and not wanting to reduce their prices so that they're building new vessels at a loss. So that's fairly simple. For second-hand vessels, they hit their bottom sort of in February time, and as the charter markets recovered, we saw a recovery in Chinese steel prices, and that pulled up the charter rates with them. Then as that came through, second-hand prices rose up as well, and they've risen 15-20% over the last few months. In terms of outlook, we expect there to remain a gap between the new build prices and the second-hand prices for a foreseeable future. But if buyers keep coming into the second-hand market, that naturally creates demand, and demand naturally creates a bit of pressure on pricing to move upwards. But it's always determined by what's happening in the charter market. If rates there start to fall down again, then of course the asset prices will do the same.
Now obviously supply continues to be a major problem for the dry bulk industry. What exactly are your thoughts on how many ships will have to be demolished in order to translate this to a stronger rate environment?
Well, we've already seen a record number of the fleet come out this year. I think in the first quarter net fleet growth was perhaps even negative. We need to see that continue for a long time. But demolishing ships is great, it reduces the fleet, but the best it'll ever do is get charter levels back up to operation costs, because once you get above that, there's no incentive really for people to remove their ships from the fleet. So we need to make sure that for markets to recover, we also don't see new buildings coming in on the other side and see the fleet growth, because scrapping will only get us so far.